Two teams that can connect from long range, too. A lot of fireworks could happen here tonight.
Yeah, two teams that are high field goal percentage, high scoring, almost identical in the stats, almost identical in the standings. The two coaches have worked on the same staff together. There's a ton of familiarity, a ton of mirror images, and it's going to be a great, exciting game tonight in the Bank of Colorado Arena.
Northern Colorado controls the tap as Matt Johnson II brings it across the timeline. Opening possession for Northern Colorado. Dalen Kuntz on the right wing. Man-to-man defense for Weber State. Matt Johnson II, open look from three. Left that one short, and Bassett's there on the defensive glass. Quickly into the front court for Weber State. Sissoko Jawora's had some big-time plays. Hands a nice pass there to Bassett, and the Wildcats on the board first.
Not that the first possession is an indication of the rest of the game, but you have one missed three on one end and one wide-open layup on the other end.
Dalen Kuntz step-back jumper evens things up for Northern Colorado. The Big Sky's leading scorer, 19.5 points per game, gets on the board first for the Bears.
Yeah, expect him to have a huge night. He's primed to play well in these kind of situations. He's played well in almost every situation, but he will especially want to play well tonight.
Weber State and McEwen, the Marquette transfer, played at Utah State as well. Out to Bassett, who hit 3 threes in Cedar City on the long rebound. John Cooch tracks it down for Northern Colorado. Matt Johnson II, wide open three ball, had a good look at it and can't connect. He's 0 for 2 here in the early going.
Yeah, like to see him aggressive though. Good player, important player in this game. Like to see him aggressive early. Love to see John Cooch get that 50-50 play. Early sign of hustle from the Bears.
Overton off the mark for Weber State. A fast pace here in the early going. Not a lot of points put on the board. We're tied at 2 here, just about a minute and a half into this one.
Yeah, this won't be a home run hitting type of game. It's going to be a long game. Every minute of the 40 minutes will matter. As you can see on that block right there, Bodie Hume showing off the bounce. He does that often, protecting the rim.
He played that 2-on-1 about as perfect as you can play, as you see the replay here. Forced the pass, came over and protected the rim. The 6'8" senior there is probably about a 7-foot wingspan, 7'1" there, outstretched with that left hand, big time block by Bodie Hume.
Sorry, jump in. Even though the scouting report may say he's an athlete, until you see it, he is also a quick jumper. Great timing on block shots.
Near side here, Overton looking inside for Bassett. Sissoko Jawara from 3. It nearly died on the rim and went in. And Northern Colorado clears, comes the other way. Bodie Hume on the attack, goes right to the rim, has it taken away. A couple turnovers here on the last couple possessions for Northern Colorado in transition all the way. Overton finger rolls it up, and it bounces off. Bassett on the inside scores it for Weber State.
Talked about 50-50 play for Northern Colorado. There's one for Weber State. Going to be that kind of night. All possessions will matter. Every single loose ball, every single offensive rebound, every single offensive foul.
There's an offensive foul, as you mentioned. That one goes against Northern Colorado on John Cooch. First on the senior.
Yeah, some early nerves on both sides. Definitely the pace of play is fast, exciting. Doesn't mean the execution is always there, but definitely a great pace of play right now to start the game.
Sissoko Jawara coming off a career-high 25 in Cedar City. Kicks it out to McEwen. Good defense there. Kuxhausen's on the floor for Northern Colorado. 3-on-1 for the Bears. Kuntz gets to the rim, finds Matt Johnson. The second can't take advantage. Kuxhausen, 3-ball. Got it with some contact.
Ow, may have been a foul right there. Great pass, great extra. Love the pace. Thought Matt Johnson could have gave it up a little bit later to Kuntz, but great ball movement. Here you see the replay. Just look at the range all the way from the Big Sky logo, nothing but net. Thought he might have got a hit. Didn't call it. We got an early lead back again for Northern Colorado.
A flop warning whistled against Kuxhausen on the play. So we saw contact. The officials saw something else there on the play. Officials for tonight's contest, Kelly Self, Rick Batzel, and Rob Kruger. McEwen quickly into the front court. Little dribble weave right here for Weber State. Far side, McEwen comes up top to Jones. Jones puts it on the deck, looking inside for Bassett, gets it to him at the free throw line. 9 to shoot for the Wildcats.
Great defense right now by Northern Colorado.
Forcing a lot of one-on-one as Jawara gets in the paint, kicks it out, and a shot clock violation. Jones bypassed the open three. Don't think he had the awareness to get that one off right there.
He did not. That's where a teammate's supposed to yell to him, shoot it, as soon as he passes it. But standing ovation by the bench for Northern Colorado. Super excited about an early stop for a shot clock violation. They got about every rotation on the shell drill done on that possession.
Northern Colorado into the front court. Kuxhausen again gets a good look from three, and that one lips off and no good.
Awesome look, awesome execution, awesome pass. Love the miss, too. It was right there. That means the next one's probably going in.
We've seen Kuxhausen line it up here at 7 of 14 against Southern Utah. A little left-handed floater in and out by Sissoko Jawara. And Northern Colorado clears, but Jones with the steal. John Cooch has got to be careful, but he races it at the rim, and they're going to whistle him for his second personal foul, and that's big here with 16:05 to play. It's Jamel Melvin up off the bench for Northern Colorado.
I just think when you can jump, and he showed verticality. He did jump, but he showed verticality. It was really no contact initiated by John Cooch, more so by the offensive player, but tough call, tough break for Northern Colorado. Way to attack by Dylan Jones.
Jones averages a double-double on the season, an 81% free throw shooter. 8th in free throw percentage in the league. First free throws off the mark.
As they say on the playground, ball don't lie. Unfortunately, ball not lying doesn't get John Cooch less of a foul, but yeah, Dylan Jones is a good player. He actually was Big Sky Player of the Week about a month ago. He's played some really good basketball, averaging a double-double, like you said.
Freshman of the year as well. Gets the second. We're knotted at 5 here. 4 minutes gone by. Overton all over Matt Johnson the second. Good defense there by the Wildcats. Dalen Kuntz one-on-one against Jones. Gets in the paint. Kuntz fading away to his right. Spins off, and Melvin can't secure it. Jones has the rebound for Weber State into the front court.
Great shot, though. I don't think there's a better one-on-one player in this league right now. Obviously not a better scorer, as he's the leading scorer in the Big Sky Conference.
McEwen off the Bassett screen, bounces it to him inside, scored again. Dante Bassett has 6 here in the early going.
Yeah, really nice execution on the ball screen. Kobe McEwen, one of the better players in this league, showing his veteran experience on that pass right there.
Offensive board by Bodie Hume on the Kuxhausen miss. Dalen Kuntz guarded by McEwen. This is a fun matchup here. Spins back to his left, muscles it up. No good. Melvin's there on the offensive glass. Skipped into the corner. Dalen Kuntz, 3-ball, got it for the Bears.
He is playing with an elite level confidence. He loves the challenge. He's going right at McEwen. Doesn't get it, doesn't hesitate on the wide open 3. Great pass by Bodie Hume, and a big time offensive rebound as well.
Shooting the 3 in the top 100 in the country is Dalen Kuntz, 92nd in the league or in the country shooting the 3-ball, and that's a big time added weapon to his arsenal. Speaking of weapons there, Overton knocks down the 3 for Weber State.
Yeah, J.J. Overton, a big-time pickup for them. Chancellor from Utah Valley. Utah Valley hated to lose him. He was an integral part of their co-championship team there in the WAC, getting off to an early 3 here for Weber State.
Bodie Hume's first shot of the contest is short on the triple, and again, Jones there for another rebound. McEwen hands it to Jones. Jones muscles his way in and is off the mark. A lot of contact, no whistle, a 5-on-4 as Jones is still down here on the other end. Kuntz spins in the lane, up on the contact, will go to the free throw line.
I give him credit on that one. He is definitely determined, put his team on his back early in the game to establish himself and this Northern Colorado Bears ball club.
2-point lead for Weber State, 10-8 here, 14 minutes to play in the first half. You're watching Big Sky basketball on ESPN+. Weber State with the early 2-point advantage. 6 minutes gone by in the first half. Northern Colorado has some free throws. Points in the paint right now, all favoring Weber State, and Dante Bassett 6 points in the paint for the transfer from Florida. He leads the way. Dalen Kuntz at the free throw line for Northern Colorado, 82% free throw shooter on the season. First one up and in, cuts it to a 1-point game. And you talked about it earlier. I think that the confidence that he's playing with right now, he always was a premier player, a big-time player everywhere he's been, but the added element to his game that the three ball has boosted his confidence, I believe, here in this season.
Yeah, and I think comfort level with the staff, good shot, bad shot, how they want him to play. And, I mean, you talk about a guy who's broken out. He is by far one of the breakout players in the country, the way he's played.
Bassett gets into the paint, and let's see, Bryce Kennedy gets there just a shade late, and they're going to get Bryce Kennedy with the personal foul, his first, the 6'7" sophomore out of Allen, Texas. Just a half-second late on that rotation. Bassett will have some free throws.
Yeah, you mentioned Bassett talking to their staff. They mentioned transfer from Florida that didn't play a ton for them early on, didn't even play a ton for them before, but he's broken into the starting lineup. They just kind of tried some different things at the 5, look for some added scoring, and he's taken advantage of the opportunity in the last handful of games and played some of his best ball of his career.
Second free throw off the mark as well. Misses a pair. He had a career high, Weber State career high 18 at Southern Utah. Dalton connects, checked in. He has the ball left wing. He's going to drive, finds Melvin in the paint. Melvin has it stripped by McEwen.
Nice pass, nice drive, great strip by McEwen.
Soho Jawara gets cut off by Matt Johnson the second. Now he wants to back him down to try to go to his left hand. Does, and doesn't get it to go. Rebound tapped around and ends up in the hands of the Bears. Dalton connect.
Yeah, Northern Colorado's played some really strong defense so far. I mean, they've forced some tough twos. That's what you want, and very rarely given open opportunities for Weber State.
14 to shoot for the Bears. We're tied at 10. Connect one-on-one. Back out to Matt Johnson the second. Now Dalen Kuntz has it. Kuntz between the leg dribble, guarded by Zaire Porter, who's just checked in off the mark, and rebound bouncing around. A good hustle play by Melvin, getting on the hardwood there for the Bears.
Yeah, championship play right there by Melvin. He also got an offensive rebound earlier. Had a great rim roll just a second ago. Unfortunately got stripped, but those type of plays are the type of plays that you need from your bench, from your entire team, just to be able to get those 50-50 plays and cause those tie-ups and let the other team know that they're here for a fight.
Alex Chu is checked in. 6'11" freshman center from Cheshire, England. Dyson Kohler as well has it. Here near side, Porter right back to McEwen. McEwen sizing up Zach Block. Skipped into the corner to Soho Jawara. Drives baseline back here to McEwen. McEwen jab step, high arcing three is good. That's a tough shot. Good defense there by Zach Block.
Tough shot. He is a high-level player. The background on him, played at Utah State. Actually played at Wabash Valley, if I'm not mistaken, high school. So familiar with Utah, went to Marquette, was a double-figure scorer in the Big East, and decided he wanted to transfer to Weber for his senior year. I asked about the recruiting story behind it. He had options to go really wherever he wanted in the country pretty much, and he chose to go to Weber to play a big role and have a chance to win and go to the tournament.
A turnover by Northern Colorado here in the early going. That's 6 here in the first half.
A little bit out of sync without John Cooch in there at the 5. Normally they play in small stretches without him, but him picking up those early 2 fouls probably won't see him for the rest of this half, and that's caused a couple of the miscues for Northern Colorado.
Going with Hume at the 5 right now, matched up on Chu. Jones has it. Swings it to the near side, now back out top to Chu. He'll hand it off to McEwen. McEwen, step back again, got it to go.
Yeah, he has the ability to be able to score really when he wants to in a variety of ways. 3-level scorer, can really create his own. Was a high-level scorer when he played at Utah State. Again, a guy who's looking to facilitate but can score anytime when he wants to.
Kuntz gets into the paint, spins back to his left hand, kicks out to Connect. Dalton's going to line up a 3-ball, and nothing but forward there for Dalton Connect.
Big-time shot to see him get him going early. Definitely need a little boost offensively for the Bears for Connect to be able to connect from 3. Big-time play.
Chu off the mark as they try to get him on the matchup on Bodie Hume in the interior. Bodie has it. Back to connect. Dalton wants to drive on Chu. Gets into the paint and off the window. They're going to whistle a traveling violation on Dalton Connect.
Tough call.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 2-point advantage for Weber State. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+. Back in action here in Greeley. 2-point advantage for Weber State on the offensive. Jones lines up a 3-ball and got it to go for Weber State. Back to a 5-point advantage.
Yeah, talking with the staff, they talked about how he's extended his range in the offseason and has continued to get better as a shooter. And you see it there. Him doing that is a big weapon for Weber State.
Speaking of weapons, a corner 3 from Kuxhausen on the drive by Bodie Hume. Answers the 3 right back. McEwen back the other way, misses the mark, and good hustle play, but it's right into the hands of Zach Block, trying to push the tempo, nearly turned it over. Into the corner again, Dalen Kuntz into connect, kicks out, open 3. Kuxhausen again, got it, and 1 for Northern Colorado.
The hoop and the harm, great ball movement from Northern Colorado. I think everybody touched on that possession, ended with the hot hand, and picks up the 3 and the harm.
We look at the replay here. Block kicks it to Kuxhausen, flying at him, but I think Kuntz passed up a 3-ball there. He had an open one in the corner. You got to love that ball rotation. That rotation there is one of the Weber State players flew into the far side. That was Overton. He's up slow, hobbling here to the free throw line. Looks like kind of a tailbone thing.
Yeah, looks like it's pretty painful.
He is in a lot of pain there, wincing at the free throw line. He'll get sent off and be looked at by the Weber State training staff. A scary moment there. But Kuxhausen connects from 3. He's off to a hot start again, 3 of 5 from the 3-point line. He's got 9 to pace Northern Colorado.
Yeah, it's actually worked out really well. He hasn't always started all year, and he started here more recently in conference play, but great weapon just to have on the floor, especially when he starts the game, because it kind of sets the tone. He got to get one early, see it go in, and usually when a shooter like him sees it going early, it's a long night for opponents.
Good on the free throw, converts the 4-point play for the Bears. They lead by 2 now, 20-18.
The other part you love about that offensive position, you had a lot of good to great. You had some good shots that could have been taken. They turned down the good shot to get a great shot, able to get the 4-point play and convert it.
Jones on the bounce, right side, cut off, kicks back out to McEwen, who tracks it down. Bears have to lock in defensively, 7 to shoot. McEwen on the drive, kicks to Jones in the corner. He passes up. Jawara for 3, up and over, and it's off the mark.
Another standing ovation by the Bears bench. Everyone locked in tonight, and we're wearing pretty much what some people would call a preview of what could be the Mountain West the Big Sky Championship game in March. Overton back in the game too. It looks like he's recovered from falling through the chairs.
Good to go there. It's a deep Big Sky Conference this year. We saw Sacramento State come in here and control Northern Colorado the last time we were together. So there is top to bottom this league, no off nights. Hume has it in the left corner, wants to go to work on Overton, wants to back him down. Spins baseline, Bodie up with it, is fouled by Overton, and he'll go to the free throw line. J.J. Overton picks up his first personal foul.
I love to see that side of Bodie Hume. I think most Northern Colorado fans probably would agree, and anyone that knows him and knows his team, when he can play aggressive, get to the free throw line, kind of play inside the paint too, and add the threes in, I think that's when he can play some of his most complete basketball.
Hume off the mark at the free throw line. He had 25 up at Idaho in that road win to get the road trip started, get this 2-game winning streak going for Northern Colorado.
Yeah, he's actually had some awesome games in a row. I believe Southern Utah, he also played really well. Colorado State. I mean, all of his best performances arguably have been on the road. Offensively, he has had some brilliant moments defensively at home as well.
3-point advantage, Northern Colorado. Sissoko Jawara skip pass. Cunningham, step back 3, no good. And holding off on the backside rebound is Dalton Connect for Northern Colorado. Matt Johnson, the second 3-ball, no good. Rebound bouncing around into the hands of Sigu Sissoko Jawara. Quickly the other way, gets into the corner to Jones. Jones in the paint, fade away, is off the heel, no good. Fast tempo to this one.
Pace of the game, you got to love. Plays in Northern Colorado's favor as the home team. Not able to finish there, but they played some great transition defense as fast as Weber State's played. Northern Colorado's been able to get a lot of stops in transition.
Jones for 3 again, no good. Weber State coming off a season-high 13 threes at Southern Utah. Trail by 3, Northern Colorado. 21-18 advantage. Dalton Connect, guarded by Porter, wants to drive, gets into the paint, step through and travel, turns it over for the Bears. That's the 8th turnover in the first half for the Bears, just 2 for Weber State.
Yeah,
I was going to say the good thing is there's not a huge discrepancy in the points off turnover, 8-3 in favor of Weber State here with 8:06 to play in the first half.
Yeah, as much as Northern Colorado's turned it over, it's been illegal screen, travel, not a lot of live ball turnovers, but it definitely has hurt them being able to, I mean, that's that many more shots they would have at the goal. So as high-powered as this offense is, they want to have every possession and chance to score as they can get.
Weber State controls. Jamel Melvin's checked back in. Bryce Kennedy as well for the Bears. Kohler finds Jones. Jones at the right elbow, wants to attack Bryce Kennedy. Kennedy cuts him off, kicks back out, right back into Jones. Faces up, a little jab step with the right hand, now left, spins back to the right. Kennedy's right there. Good defense by Bryce Kennedy, and the Bears are able to clear.
Really impressive one-on-one defense from Bryce Kennedy, one of the better forwards in the league in Jones, and he did an outstanding job walling up, making it tough on him.
Kuxhausen gets it to Melvin. Back out to Matt Johnson, the second, drives baseline, gets in the paint, kicks out. Kuxhausen wide open 3, checks his feet and ring it up again. Dru Kuxhausen on fire tonight.
On fire, amazing pass there by Matt Johnson. Orchestrated the whole thing, got a paint touch, 2 feet in the paint, was able to find his favorite shooter from 3.
Inside the basket, who had a good start there. A little right-handed hook off the mark. Bears have their large lead of the basketball game, can add to it here. Matt Johnson, the second, gets cut off. Now a reset offensively. The Bears been efficient here in the early going, and a reach-in foul there is going to be whistled on Dyson Kohler. And we've got a timeout. 6:49 to play in the first half. The Bears lead by 6, 24-18. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+. Jason Alvey and Brian Burton back with you here in Greeley. 24-18, Northern Colorado on 11-0 run. Dru Kuxhausen responsible for 10 of those 11 points here in this stretch. As we take a look at a few plays here, Bassett is a man in the middle for Weber State, but it's been the three ball from Kuxhausen. He's 4 of 6 on the night, already 13 points. He converted that into a 4-point play. McEwen has been really good for Weber State as well. A high-level player, as you mentioned, Bodie Hume, who averages just over a block a game, gets the early one there to get to his numbers. But a really, really good pace to this game right now. These two high-efficient and high-level offenses, maybe not really shooting it the way that you think they would, but you've got to credit the defense right now of Northern Colorado. They have picked up the intensity in this first half.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, they were – the last media timeout, I believe Weber State was shooting 40%. After that last 4-minute span, they're now shooting 30%. So during that last 4 minutes, they did an incredible job getting stop after stop, and they were able to convert those stops into scores, which is why you see the separation in the score as they lead by 6.
Matt Johnson second gets double teamed, find Melvin inside, and Melvin's blocked from behind. Bassett recovered to knock it away.
We saw Bodie Hume make an impressive block. There's their version of that. Although it was a great pass, you just got to give credit to the defense and the desire of competition to win this game. Every single possession matters, so you got to give credit to both teams, given all they have.
Bassett on the interior again, another nice find. I believe that was from Sissoko Jawara, another assist for him. That stops the 11-0 run from Northern Colorado. The Bears control deep left corner screen for Matt Johnson the second. Can't get it into Melvin. Now a retreat once the ball screen from Jamel again. Hume outside the three-point line with 7 to shoot. Steps to his right, fires a three, and no good. And the Big Sky's leading rebounder Jones secures it for Weber State.
Yeah, not able to get in the same flow offensively. Obviously, Dalen Kuntz not in the game. John Cooch not in the game, so two really important players not in the game to make it a little bit different of a flow offensively. We'll see what they do next possession for the Bears.
McEwen gets in the paint, little hop step, gets cut off, kicks back out to Jones with 6 to shoot, and he's off the mark again as Kuxhausen clears for Northern Colorado. Weber State just 3 of 11 from long range.
This is some of the best defense Northern Colorado's played in the half court all season long. They've been locked in, talking, rotating, contesting, making it really hard for Weber State to get anything open.
Foul whistle against Dante Bassett. Dalen Kuntz returns for Bryce Kennedy. 4-point advantage for Northern Colorado. Over 10 back into the game as well.
2 away from the bonus for Northern Colorado. Something to keep an eye on as Kuntz checks back in. If they can get some attacks to the basket and kind of get where they can get some easy baskets by getting to the free throw line from the bonus. That would be a huge asset for the Bears.
Melvin in the left slot finds Dalen Kuntz. Kuntz splits the defense, muscles it up and in with the foul.
Speaking of getting to the basket, speaking of getting to the free throw line, I don't know if he heard me, but he decided to do both all in one possession.
Well, he had to split right by his teammate Melvin, and Bassett with a little bit of contact there. That's a tough shot from Dalen Kuntz. Not a ton of contact, but you got to reward the aggressiveness there. And when you go to the rim, good things happen.
Well, I think the high level of play, I mean, again, we know he's been at Colorado. He's been coached at a high level from Tad Boyle, at a high level from Steve Smiley. What he saw, in my opinion, he saw the bigger player in Bassett that couldn't move his feet. He could beat him just enough. He kind of stopped to get him on his back and able to draw the contact, bait the referee in, if you will, to call that foul for him.
7-point advantage for Northern Colorado. 15-2 run for the Bears. Sissoko Jawara down the lane with the left-handed floater hook shot there.
Tough finish, impressive play. Really good player. Second team all-conference player, I believe, last year in the Big Sky Conference, and a huge weapon. Coming off a big night just the other night, I believe 25 points, if I'm not mistaken, at Southern Utah.
Good skip into the corner to Bodie Hume, who rockets one in for Northern Colorado. His first triple of the contest, and the Bears are on fire from long range.
Awesome pass, great connection, great follow-through from Bodie Hume. Big shot.
Tough shot there from Sissoko Jawara. Again, you mentioned a high-level scorer. He's doing just that. Averaging just under 20 a game over his last 4 games.
When Northern Colorado plays like this offensively and multiple guys are making threes, multiple guys scoring, it makes it really hard to guard because everybody's feeling good. Speaking of feeling good, Bodie Hume with another one from the exact same spot, 2 for 2 in the last 2 possessions. Bodie Hume.
Same spot, same result. We get a whistle against Matt Johnson the second. With his first, it's the 4th on Northern Colorado. The Bears lead by 10. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+. (34-24) your score here in Greeley. Northern Colorado leads with 3:46 to play in the first half, and they're getting it done from long range. 8 of 15 here in the early going. Dru Kuxhausen and Bodie Hume each with multiple threes. Dalen Kuntz, Dalton Connect as well. But you mentioned it just a few seconds ago. When you get 2, 3, 4 of these guys hitting from long range, this is a tough team to defend.
Yeah, it just makes it really hard because it stretches your defense, because once a guy has it going, you can't just close out short or medium to him. You almost have to close out long. Looks like we got a little bit of confusion here. Referee's looking at the monitor for something.
The referees are indeed looking at the replay. The score has changed to 32-24. Don't know exactly what. Trying to read some lips here right to my right to see what the discussion is, but unable to do so. We'll try to figure this out.
Yeah, kind of as I was saying before the referee started looking, it's one of those things where the defense has to close out that much harder. It spreads the floor even more, opens up driving lanes, and just puts a lot of pressure on the defense, knowing that they're already feeling good in their home building, making 8 threes. It looks like that's what they're taking away. It looks like maybe the last 3 was somehow on the line. I'm not exactly sure, but our stats showed 8 threes before, now it shows 7. It's a little strange that they would review that much later after the basket.
Well, either way, the score is at 32-24. As it looks like the first 3 from Bodie was ruled a 2. That is why they changed it. Foot on the line, so take away a 3 ball from Bodie. And it's an 8-point advantage for Northern Colorado. Weber State basketball out of the timeout. Into McEwen on a low block. He's going to spin baseline against Matt Johnson. The second, Bodie comes over to help. Reverse layup, no good. Jones gets the offensive board and scores.
That's a big rebound there to get back. They've done a great job of limiting the one shot. But as you can see, they're going with their small ball lineup with Bodie and Connect at the 4 and 5 and all guards around it. So obviously watch the glass to see how well Northern Colorado can rebound with the small ball lineup.
Dalen Kuntz has it. Bodie walls him up, but I think it's going to be a 3-second violation, and it is. Bodie was trying to post up on the initial play, and then once Dalen got it, he went over to set kind of a little screen for him, never cleared the key, and it's turnover number 9 for Northern Colorado.
Yeah, great play design, like the 2-man game, just unfortunately Bodie not traditionally playing a lot of 5, so kind of forgot you got to get out of the lane there. Can't just stay and park in there. It's not the NBA.
Little back cut by McEwen, and he'll score it, an easy one. Got loose on the back door.
Yeah, the defense is slipping up just a little bit with this small ball lineup. Again, Bears have done a good job without John Cooch, their main rim protector and rebounder inside. See what they do here offensively.
4-point advantage, 32-28. Weber State on a little bit of a run. Dalen Kuntz going to spin, step back jumper by Dalen. Soft touch gets it to go.
Tough. When he has a finger motion that says it's going in, that's when you know he's getting into that zone. Knew he had a good matchup, took advantage, didn't force it, took the shot he wanted in the mid-range.
Weber State trying to work McEwen on the low block. 3-ball good by Jones as McEwen had 6 assists against Southern Utah. Gets one there. It's a 3-point game.
One thing that's easy to not be able to notice, I guess you could say, easy to mistake or easy to kind of lose sight of, Kobe McEwen has executed on the offensive end and has found laser passes, has found people in places that most players wouldn't even see that they would be open, kind of showing his high-level IQ and ability to create for others and create for teammates.
Zaire Porter gets whistled for the hold. It'll be a 1-and-1.
I think they might have fouled the wrong guy on that one.
Dru Kuxhausen to the free throw line. Free throw up and good. Kuxhausen has 14 to lead Northern Colorado. He also leads them in rebounding with 4.
Yeah, that says a lot. He's getting it done tonight. Going back to that Dalen Kuntz drive that was the 6th foul, that was the 7th. So that hold resulted in 2 points because they're in the bonus.
5-point advantage for the Bears. I would say they've led by as many as 10, but apparently it wasn't 10. It was just 8 that they led by. So Weber State controls. Soho Jawara finds Jones again, who's hit a couple threes and an offensive foul.
Great call by the referee. Great call. Jones stepped in to kind of get a little extra physical to get his point guard open. Referee caught it.
And Jones knew it as soon as he
Yeah,
handed it off.
did.
He knew when the whistle blew that he was going to get whistled for that one.
He's a big physical guy. Sometimes he just likes to be a little extra physical. He's like, all right, you caught me on that one.
And if you can get away with it, it frees up a really high-level scorer going downhill.
No question. That's not an easy screen to get through.
Overton picks up Kuxhausen.
This matchup really hard for opponents to guard. You got all 5 players in the floor that can dribble, pass, and shoot.
Connect off the mark on the step-back 3, and Jones races the other way, gets in the paint, and turns it over. 1-on-1, now 2-on-1, bounces it to Dalen Koontz.
Pass,
Koontz up and
great
scored
pass,
again.
great finish. Love to see them converting with speed in transition. Another and one for Dalen Koontz. Great pass by Kuxhausen.
Kuxhausen baited McEwen in, and Koontz at the last minute gets it to go off the window. Jamel Melvin replaces Dalton Connect. Connect leaves with 3 points here, a couple rebounds. And Dalen Koontz now in double figures as well. He has 14. 29 of the 38 between Koontz and Kuxhausen make it 30 of the 39.
Yeah, last 1 minute. Going to be great to see who finishes the half with stops, who finishes with scores. Really important now as Northern Colorado is still in a bonus. They must get some stops in order to really convert. Weber State really needs to score in order to get closer.
Porter fires up a jumper that's off the mark, no good, and Melvin clears again for Northern Colorado. Koontz into the front court, gets bodied up, spins out, finds Kuxhausen, and the Bears will reset. 53 seconds to play in the first half. Matt Johnson
Nice
second
pass.
finds Bodie Hume, and Hume inside scores it with the left hand.
Nice pass. Such a big key when they get paint touches. Matt Johnson again getting 2 feet in the paint, finds a backdoor cut from Bodie Hume. Lost the handle, but able to grab it back and finish in traffic.
Bears lead by 10, large lead of the basketball game for Northern Colorado. McEwen slices back into the middle on the attack, and he'll get the and one. We'll see who they get the whistle on. Might be on Melvin, and it is.
Tell you what, he has a burst of speed and explosion, as you see right here. Gets the ball high. Bodie almost took a charge, wanted to, but man, what a powerful, strong, explosive player in Kobe McEwen, number 15 for Weber State. One of the best guards in this conference. He's played as the first-team all-conference player, arguably the player of the year in the conference. If they were to win the league, he's going to be in that conversation.
And there's going to be a lot of guys that you can look at, and guard play in this league is just such a high level.
Yes,
guards
it is.
in this league.
Yes, it is.
High level scoring in this league. This league is so fun to watch, and I know we've made a couple appearances on ESPN with the Bad Beats there segment.
Yeah, definitely.
By Scott Van Pelt, but this league, you look at it, 7-1 Weber State right now, 5-1 Northern Colorado, but you look at Montana
Yes.
State. We saw Sacramento State come in here, as we mentioned, so it's not just a top-heavy league. We'll see Idaho State on Saturday. They've been in the mix in some of these games, but it's such a fun league. And then you throw on top of it the ability to have some of these guys that take advantage of the extra year of eligibility that are playing in this league, and McEwen being one of those guys, and you just see some special players in the Big Sky Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, in this game in particular, I mean, you have transfer in Dalen Koontz, who leads Northern Colorado in scoring, transfer in Kobe McEwen from Marquette. So you have 2 high major transfers that are playing in this league. They're high major players. There's no mistake why they're 2 of the best players in this league and 2 people that are up for Player of the Year conversation. To clarify on the Bad Beats, that's really more about betting, just so people know. It doesn't mean that the players are bad or that somebody's playing bad. I know they said it's the Bad Beat capital is Greeley, Colorado. It just means that the people that are betting on the games are not very happy about some of those outcomes at the last minute.
They're either not very happy or really happy.
Exactly.
Nearly turned over.
Got the 1-and-1.
We'll see who they whistle the foul on, because there was contact both ways, and they do call it on. This is Soho Jawara, his first.
Just like Coach Smiley drew it up. Hey, throw it in the air, leave it in the air just long enough where he'll foul him. No, it's not what he drew up, but he'll take it with 6 seconds left. Really kind of an unfortunate foul by the Wildcats, putting the best player for Northern Colorado, leading scorer in the conference, on the line with 6 seconds to go.
Free throw up and good. A few other games getting set to tip off here in the conference. Idaho and Montana, Eastern Washington at Montana State, Southern Utah at Portland State, Idaho State, and Sacramento State. As Dalen Kuntz takes advantage of the first free throw, a 9-point advantage for Northern Colorado. And we talked about this in the pregame, kind of joked about it, but this game started a little bit slow offensively for both these teams. They had to kind of feel each other out. It was an up and down frenetic pace, but there was not a lot of buckets going in, but now you see it in rebound, and Northern Colorado's kind of found its rhythm, hit from long range. Weber State's been good as well in this second portion of the first half.
Yeah, I think it happens often. You know, as a coach, you kind of know there's going to be nervous jitters to two teams at the top of the conference, right? So everybody wants to play well, everybody's trying hard, everybody's focused. Sometimes that leads to early turnovers, missed shots, ugly play. Whichever team can settle in first is normally the team that can get separation. Northern Colorado has been that team tonight, getting some of the most separation they've had all night. If he converts on this free throw, that'll be a 10-point lead, which is the biggest lead of the evening.
Dalen with 17 here in the first half. As Weber State will get into the hands of McEwen. McEwen guarded by Block, and Block will take the foul with 4.6 seconds to play. Smart play there. Northern Colorado still has one to give before the bonus, so you got to be smart with it. You can't do it in the act of shooting, but Northern Colorado does have one more foul to give. No, excuse me, that was number 6. I was late to the party. McEwen down the lane, high floater, doesn't go to end the first half. Northern Colorado will lead by 10 here at the break. A very, very good first half for the Northern Colorado Bears. We'll break it down next. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+.
Half. Let's see what they do the full 20 minutes. Full 40 minutes, excuse me, the 20 minutes this half.
A little slow to get things underway, and now we do here in the second half. Starting 5 for both squads out on the floor. Dalen Kuntz has it. He's going to drive right side, spins in the lane, lost control of it, and a turnover by Northern Colorado. Open the second half, and if you can pinpoint one thing to look at, it's one thing they've struggled with here tonight. Now 10 in the contest.
Yeah, you wanted to draw a play to get your best player in isolation on that side of the floor. Unfortunately, mishandled it. Got the turnover. Let's see if they can convert with a stop on the other end, or if Weber is going to come out and establish themselves offensively to start the half.
Overton with a drive. He left that short, and a battle for the rebound out of bounds. Overton was able to get it off of Bodie Hume there. It'll stay with Weber State. 20 seconds on the shot clock. We're going to have a good look at it right here. It does look like it hit that right hand of Bodie Hume. Inside to Jones. Jones bodies up Hume and uses the extended left hand to score there for Weber State.
Just too deep a position. Great execution there by the Wildcats. Definitely can't play behind a player like Jones that deep in the paint and expect him not to score.
Matt Johnson, the second, skips it over to Kuxhausen. Had a hot first half, 15 points from Dru. He has it top of the key with 10 to shoot. A little lob to John Cooch, gets bodied up on the interior, kicks it out for 3, and Bodie Hume off the mark, and Northern Colorado yet to score here in this second half. So Soho Jawara just tosses it up and nearly gets it to go, as I believe they're going to whistle Dalen Kuntz with the personal foul for the Bears. That's number 1 on Dalen Kuntz.
Yeah, great pass, great shot. Can't ask for a better look than that. You want him to convert it, but the defensive end is where Northern Colorado really has not come out with the same intensity that they had in the first half. They must get that back in order to kind of keep this game where they want it. But got to give full credit to Weber State, establishing themselves with a paint layup by Jones and now an attack on the free throw line attempts right here.
Good on the free throws there for Soho Jawara. Guy kind of does it all here for this Weber State team. A lot like Matt Johnson for Northern Colorado. 12th in assists in the Big Sky, 19th in scoring. As John Cooch fakes the handoff to Bodie Hume. Bodie circles back and gets it on the attack. Has it taken away, and a steal by Soho Jawara. We talked about what he does on the offensive end. He did it on the defensive end. 3 ball up and no good. And John Cooch secures it for Northern Colorado, and you hear Steve Smiley pleading with his team to pick up the pace.
Yeah, big possession right here for Northern Colorado.
3 ball from Matt Johnson, the second, no good, and Jones fights off Bodie Hume underneath for the rebound. Again, 1 and done for the Bears. McEwen off the screen, good for 3, and that's a 3-point advantage, a 7-0 run out of the locker room for Weber State.
Yeah, usually the first 4 minutes of the half is usually what coaches want to come out and establish themselves in the second half. Great job by Weber State being aggressive, being confident, getting stops, and converting on the other end.
John Cooch gets his first look at the contest. He puts it long off the heel, and McEwen again. Weber State can tie. McEwen tries to drive right baseline. He'll step back for 3, gets a little contact, no good. Overton on the offensive glass, tipped it away.
One thing they talked about, they're talking to their staff, they've been so overwhelmingly impressed with how Kobe McEwen is as far as his competitiveness. Said he's one of the most competitive players they've ever coached. Every single day, not only is he competitive, but he demands that his teammates are competitive. It's a big part of the characteristic of this team is his leadership and competitive edge.
Matt Johnson, the second, did a tremendous job fighting through the elevator screen there on the inbounds play. As Overton on the attack, steps inside, dumps it to Jones. Jones again with deep position, finds Bassett for 3, and we're tied at 43. 10-0 run by the Wildcats. Well, they say a long 2 there, and it's a 1-point advantage for the Bears.
I think the biggest thing is no resistance. They've pretty much gotten what they've wanted every possession, swinging it around the perimeter. They look like Northern Colorado in the first half offensively. Northern Colorado hasn't given any resistance defensively, and also offensively has been very out of sync.
John Cooch has it again. Tries to step through, and it'll be a traveling violation whistled against John Cooch.
Just a lot of unknown, like what are we doing? Not exactly sure. Now guys are kind of trying to do it on their own. You talked about it early in halftime, how much assists there was going on, and guys were creating for others, and the ball was moving. This half, they've been a totally different team. Ball sticking, and then defensively, they just haven't quite had the intensity.
Bassett again from long range, misses the mark, and Bodie Hume has it for the Bears. Another turnover by Northern Colorado. Sissoko Jawara races the other way, and a foul will be whistled against Dalen Kuntz. Once again, that's his second here in the half. We've got a timeout. Bears have yet to score here in the second half. They still lead, however, 43-42. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+. 43-42, Northern Colorado leads by 1. The Northern Colorado Bears women's basketball team got a big road win in Ogden today, 65-55. The Bears gets a 10-point advantage. Kristen Matteo and her squad get that road victory in the Big Sky. Always tough to do, to go win on the road. Weber State has been playing well. The Bears get the W. As Soho Jawara turnaround jumper airmails that one, and Kuxhausen, the Bears leader with 5 rebounds, grabs another one.
Speaking of win on the road, this Northern Colorado men's team has won on the road their last 2 games as well. And Weber State just coming off a big road win as well, so they're confident tonight. It will go down to the wire tonight with these 2 teams going toe-to-toe.
Kuntz swings it around the perimeter to Matt Johnson the second. Penetration by Matt Johnson the second. Double team comes, it slips through his hands. Dalen is there, 3 to shoot, and he's got to fire one from a nearly impossible angle. Almost got it to go. And Bodie Hume will be whistled for the personal foul in the backcourt, his first. That's one thing Bodie's been able to avoid here tonight is foul trouble. He picks up number 1 there for the senior.
Kobe McEwen, really smart player. Bodie was too close. He kind of stopped, kind of grabbed his arm and acted like he got wrapped up. Veteran move there by Kobe McEwen.
3 team fouls for Northern Colorado here in the half. Still yet to score. We're 4 minutes and 56 seconds into the second half. Weber State looking for their first lead since it was 18-16. Running McEwen off some screens. Bassett sets it on the outside, swing around. Overton has it on the attack. Overton runs into connect on the help side. Good there. Defense there. McEwen drives floater off the window, no good, and Kuxhausen takes it away from Kur Jongkuch.
That defensive possession looked like the team from the first half. Rotating, flying around, giving resistance, making it difficult for the Wildcats to be able to score. Now let's see if Northern Colorado can get their offense going like the first half as well.
Jongkuch has it for the Bears, finds Matt Johnson the second, and there's the first whistle against Weber State here in the second half. That's the third on Kobe McEwen.
I think one desire from Coach Smiley would be that their team not just play only around the perimeter. You have to puncture the paint and puncture the three-point line, get inside of those areas, and then play outside instead of just kind of bouncing around the perimeter back and forth and hoping for something good to happen.
Quick hands by Bassett, knocks it away from Matt Johnson the second. The Bears recover with 10 to shoot. Dalen Kuntz controls. Good screen there from Jongkuch. Matt Johnson the second knocks home his first 3-ball of the contest, and that's a big one for the senior.
Yep, big shot. He's missed 3 in the first half. You knew it was coming. Too good of a shooter to keep him with open looks, not making those. So great to see him get that first one to fall.
Overton on the drive, scores at the rim. That's one thing that we talked about. Points in the paint really heavily favoring Weber State here tonight, 22-6.
Yeah, I think they're feeling real confident attacking the paint. Looked like it was a little bit of a, I don't know if he was on skates there for a minute, Overton was. It looked like he took a couple extra steps, but great finish there by the senior.
Overton kind of looked like Kenny Skywalker, the old Cleveland Cavalier. As Matt Johnson second gets in the paint, turns it over. Jones with the steal. Tough angle to make that pass. McEwen kicks it. Soho Jawara bypasses the 3 and buries the 2, and we're tied at 46.
Yeah, Matt Johnson just let it fly. You just made one, let it fly. Do one of the things you do well. You've proven you're one of the best shooters in this league last year. Let it fly again, man.
On the attack is Dalen Kuntz. 12:54 to play in the basketball game. Zaire Porter checks back in. Alex Chu and Dyson Kohler. Bodie Hume returns for Northern Colorado.
Bassett, pretty impressive defense. Moving his feet as a big man, kind of got probably chewed out a little bit at halftime for his ball screen defense. Really has been active with his hands, getting his hands on some strips this half as well. Getting a little bit chippy out there on the floor.
Expect nothing different here as Dalen Kuntz lines it up from long range and delivers for Northern Colorado.
I tell you what, when this team has needed huge baskets at home this conference season, he has delivered time and time and time again. You talked about his improvement from 3, but, I mean, that's not an open look necessarily. That's a raise up. Hey, I know I can do this. I'm a high-level player. And speaking of high-level player, He gets the steal, and when he's in transition, he's as dangerous as anybody.
He doesn't get the whistle. Dalton Connect does on the offensive glass. Personal foul on Kohler is his second on the team. It'll be free throws, I believe, for Dalton Connect for Northern Colorado. That's a good job. Even though you've got one of the best finishers in the Big Sky Conference in transition, Dalton Connect comes in late to the play, trailing the play to get that offensive rebound.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dalton Connect. I think he makes so many winning plays. Such a versatile offensive player and defensive player. He does a lot of things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet. Not quite as bouncy and explosive and quick as he was prior to his having to wear the knee brace. But, man, he's a gritty player, a smart player, and those are the type of plays that don't show up on the stat sheet. But, again, those 50-50 plays earn yourself an extra opportunity here at the line.
0 for 2 at the free throw line, and Bodie Hume diving for it, can't keep it alive. And Weber State into the front court. Swing around the perimeter, fake the handoff. Overton on the drive with the left hand, and Bodie Hume gets whistled again. His second here in the half. And Overton will have some free throws.
I think they're making a point. I don't know if you'll see Northern Colorado change it up and maybe go to a little bit of zone just to protect guys with foul trouble and keep them out of the paint. But right now, Weber State Wildcats are making a concerted effort to attack the basket, get to the free throw line, get to the paint. Last half you saw the bonus favored UNC. Now it's favoring Weber State.
Overton, a 63% shooter. The Utah Valley transfer, started 20 of 48 career games there. And he converts them both. It's a 1-point Northern Colorado advantage. Bryce Kennedy's checked back in for the Bears. Kuntz has it on the right wing. The Bears have gone small again. Back cut by Matt Johnson the second. Gets in the paint. Lost control. Taken away by Porter.
I'll tell you what, Weber State's been really handsy as far as swipes and attacking the ball, looking for strips, and they've been successful at it.
Tipped away by Kohler right into the hands of Bodie Hume, and he loses it. Bodie's going to go up, get bodied, and Kohler will be whistled for the personal foul. Here, you said it, things starting to get a little chippy. You expect
Definitely
nothing less
here
in Big Sky basketball. We've got a timeout on the floor. The Bears lead by 1, 49-48. You're watching Big Sky basketball on ESPN+. 1-point advantage for Northern Colorado. Jason Alvin, Brian Burton with you. As the Bears lead 49-48. It's been Dalen Kuntz leading the charge for the Bears. 20 points for the 11th time this season. He's 6 of 11 from the floor, 6 of 6 at the foul line.
Yes, he is. Unfortunately, this half, the turnovers and the shooting percentage from the Bears have not been pretty. They turn the ball over often. They're only shooting 29% from the field. although they're shooting 45 for the game, as you can see up here, and 47 from 3, the second half numbers have not been very pretty. So must continue to figure out how to get some scores and stops starting here at the free throw line for Bodie Hume.
And that just shows how efficient Northern Colorado has been to have this lead when you're -10 in the turnover margin.
Yep.
It just, especially against a team like Weber State, a high-level team. Bears have been really good up to this point, but you cannot continue to take shots away from yourself as Bodie Hume converts a pair for the senior.
Yeah, not only that, but Weber State's done such a great job in the paint, scoring and kind of dominating in the paint. It'll be interesting to see this last 11 minutes, kind of what the story of the game is. This is a three-point game. Advantage Bears.
Porter gets it to McEwen. McEwen on the drive, guarded by Matt Johnson. The second finds Jones. A high arcer ties the score at 51. That's his third three of the contest.
Yeah, McEwen just, again, orchestrating like a true point guard. Gets in the paint, knows the defenders are helping, finds a wide-open shooter, and he's able to convert.
Bodie Hume backing down. Sissoko Jawara left it short, gets his own rebound, scores it for Northern Colorado.
Said in the first half, I'll say it every game if I have to, when Bodie Hume is aggressive, playing in the post, getting his second chance points, such a quick jumper. Just love to see him on the attack, getting to the free throw line and getting to the rim. Huge part of his game. He plays his best basketball that way. You see him step through, misses it, such a quick jumper, able to get it right back. You need to see him get easy points to keep him engaged in the game offensively.
John Cooch and Zach Block check back in. Dante Bassett for Weber State as well. Tough matchup here for Block as Jones already has a career high in threes. He adds to it there as Weber State leads for the first time since it was 18-16.
And who was the pass again? The orchestrator of it all, Kobe McEwen with a dart pass, hit him right in the shooting pocket. Again, those high-level, small intricacies you may not be able to pick up on. Kobe McEwen's really leading his team tonight.
Jones has 17 in the contest to lead Weber State. Dalen Kuntz on the attack, fades away, can't get it to go, and Bassett clears. Stolen away by Dalton Connect for Northern Colorado, but he throws it away to Overton. Overton has a run out, Block giving chase. Overton dunks it home with the left hand.
Yeah, as a bigger guard, I mean, great play by Dalton Connect to get the steal, but just dribble it out. A good player. Don't want to have those turnovers for touchdowns. They call those pick sixes even in basketball. You don't get 6 points, but kind of over that interception return for a touchdown kind of play.
Hume on the attack for Northern Colorado, splits the defense, tries to muscle through, and he's blocked by Bassett.
Good attack. Need to keep doing that. Great block by Bassett. Bassett's been an unsung hero. Here's the steal, and you see the pick six, interception. Nobody can get up there uncontested. Those are the points you don't want to give up. Great job by Weber State. Overton was a huge part of that conference championship team, as we mentioned earlier, at Utah Valley. Kind of a do-it-all, versatile defender, slasher, athlete. Just a really tough competitor.
Hume catches the inbound. Here near side, 4 to shoot. Steps back for 3. It's off the mark, and Weber State controls.
Not exactly the shot you want, but great defense again by the Wildcats. As you see both teams going back and forth with steals, turnovers, transition. You can hear Coach Smiley begging his team, play in transition, play fast.
Porter picks up his second personal foul. It's number 4 on the team. (56-53), Weber State has battled all the way back. They trailed by 10 at the break. Outscored the Bears 23-10 here in the second half. Dalen rifles the pass to Bodie Hume, and Hume tried to shuttle it underneath the John Cooch. Overton in transition. Overton with the right hand, no good, and no whistle as the Weber State bench explodes.
Great defense there by Dalen Kuntz to kind of get in his way. Big time open three, not able to connect.
Porter knocks it down on the rebound and controls it for Weber State. 8.5 to play in Greeley. Great crowd is here tonight between these top 2 teams in the Big Sky Conference. You're seeing why. As McEwen on the drive and a foul whistled, and I believe they're going to get Zach Block. They do. That'll be number 1 on block. That's the 6th on the team. That's going to be free throws the rest of the way for Weber State.
Yeah, you saw Northern Colorado get in the bonus, I think, with 3 minutes or so in the first half, and was able to get 4 points out of it. Weber State in the bonus with 8 minutes to go. Huge key for Weber to be able to get to the free throw line. Huge key for Northern Colorado to keep them off the free throw line.
Weber State a 73% shooting team, 6th in the Big Sky. 10 to shoot here for the Wildcats. Want to go to work on Bodie Hume. Bassett bypasses the 3. He's going to attack. Bodie challenges him at the rim. No good. Bodie taps it out, and Matt Johnson, the second, has it for the Bears.
Yeah, great loose ball rebound. Great competitive stop. Those are the kind of stops that they've needed. They got a bunch of them in the first half. See if they can string something together in this half.
Dalen Kuntz back out. Kuxhausen gets open for 3. No good, and a battle for the rebound, and a foul whistled against Bodie Hume. That's number 3 on Bodie with 7:43 to play in the basketball game. 3-point Weber State advantage. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+.
I think that UNC has given me the tools to make an impact on my community. My major here at UNC is political science. I am very excited that I've been able to be a part of Student Senate, and I can't imagine my life without that impact and making those changes. I got so much more out of this experience than just a degree. I will be leaving here a better person, a more engaged person, more educated person, someone who's more caring for others.
Rule the playground.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
When you're ready to take the next step, develop skills for a new career, or become licensed in your field, join a community committed to your success. Choose from more than 100 graduate programs. Work side by side with mentoring faculty who share their research and experience so that you're ready to step up. On campus, off campus, and online. The Graduate School at the University of Northern Colorado.
7:43 to play. Weber State leads by 3 as we take a look at some highlights here from the second half. It's been all Wildcats here as J.J. Overton gets the fast break dunk, and that's the one thing that the Bears did in the first half that they didn't do here, they haven't done in the second half. They didn't give up those transition buckets off their turnovers. A lot of the turnovers, like you said, would have been dead ball, where they have to inbound it there. It's a run-out, easy dunk. Jones at the free throw line has his 11th double-double of the season. Of the season. 17 points, 11 rebounds.
Yeah,
reigning, add to that.
Reigning conference player, freshman of the year, has really taken the next step. Able to add the three-point shot. He's made, how many has he made tonight? He's made 4 of 6 from 3 tonight. So he's been as effective from 3, even more effective from 3 than Kuxhausen has. Yeah, that's quite a thought with somebody who's as physical of a presence as he is. He's only been in the line 2 times, but man, physicality on defense, 11 rebounds, and able to make 4 or 6 from 3. He's a unique player in this league. You don't see very many of him.
He's 6'6", 235 pounds. Freshman, played a little bit last year. Obviously, he's got that bonus year, but you know he's got a body that is next level for this league, and he goes inside, and when he can stretch it out, and he adds that 3-point, he shoots just a little under 30% for the season. But tonight, 4 of 6. If he can add that to his game, he is a scary, scary force in this league moving forward.
Yeah, he's been a huge weapon here tonight. Played almost every minute of the game so far. And, yeah, him and Kobe McEwen has been the 1-2 punch for the Wildcats.
18 points now. 4-point advantage for the Wildcats. And the lead stretches to 5. That matches their large lead of the basketball game.
You know you're tough when you can wear pink shoes and with your purple uniform and still get a double-double.
He leads the Wildcats. John Cooch tries to face up, lowers the shoulder. He's still looking for his first bucket, and he's still searching as Hume goes high for the rebound for Northern Colorado, but it's tipped away again. Overton reaches out and grabs it, and he scores in transition. A crafty move. And look, Michael Jordan-esque went up with the left hand, switched it to his right at the last minute. Kuxhausen, 3-ball, can't answer the call, and Bassett takes a fall here on this near end, a little slow to get up.
Yeah, J.J. Overton has really played well. Unsung hero this half. Again, has won his conference championship as a college player. Transferred over with in-state. Wanted to have a chance to go to the tournament. Him and Kobe McEwen have been the two big pickups for this Wildcats team in the transfer portal.
Jones, can he add to his career night? He can. He's got a career high 22, 5 from downtown. And a timeout. Northern Colorado will take a break. They trail by 10, 63-53. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+. .636 to play here in Greeley-Weber State. Leads by 10, 63-53. It's been a tale of two halves for the Wildcats. Outscoring the Bears here 30-10 in the second half. They're on a 12-0 run right now over the last 4 minutes and 13 seconds. A 17-4 run over the last 6 minutes. Let's see what Northern Colorado does. Out of the timeout, to dial up to get on the scoreboard. Matt Johnson, the second, has it here near side. Dalen Kuntz gets it to the left elbow of the Bodie Hume. Kuxhausen, 3-ball off the front of the rim, no good. Got the look you wanted out of the timeout, just couldn't connect for Northern Colorado.
Good execution, got the look, good defense by Weber State, arguably, roughly, and was able to get one shot and out. See what the Wildcats do offensively here. I would imagine they're going to look to attack the paint yet again.
They do, and one bucket. Overton scores his 13th point of the contest. Dru Kuxhausen whistled for his first personal foul.
Yeah, I believe it's at the point now where they're just attacking a matchup. They see a mismatch with Kuxhausen Overton's obviously done it in transition with steals and everything else as well, but every possession they are attacking the paint either to kick out for three or to get to the free throw line or a layup.
Misses the free throw. Lead is 12 with 5:56 to play. Northern Colorado's got to find some offense here in the second half, and a foul whistled on John Cooch away from the ball. That's number 3 on him. And Dalton Connect quickly up off the bench, and it'll be free throws for Weber State. That's what we talked about.
Yep.
8.5 minutes in the bonus for Weber State.
Yeah, I think the first half they were able to get away with having so many turnovers. They had 9. They were able to make shots and make some plays anyway. This half they have 10. Northern Colorado has 10 turnovers and not able to make the shots or even get the looks this half to make up for it. Going with zone here, we talked about that during the break, that they look to go zone just to change it up, keep the ball out of the paint for a change, and make this Weber State team have to do something else. Let's see if they can convert this possession.
Porter will fire a 3, and Weber State hitting on all cylinders right now. Zaire Porter knocks it down for Weber State, and the lead is swelled to 15.
I mean, I think most people in this gym, you play any basketball and you get that much time to spin it, look at it, line it up. I mean, Jason Alvin's knocking that down.
Don't count your chickens on now.
Oh, man. Yeah, Northern Colorado just a step slow this half. I don't know what happened at halftime that has changed the energy of this team, but it seems like their offense is now dictating their defense, and their offense hasn't been very good, which has led to their defense not being great. Versus the first half, it felt like their defense was leading to their offense.
McEwen picks up his 4th personal foul, so let's see if Northern Colorado can take it and make a little bit of a run. Is a lob to Bodie on the inside, catches it and scores, and the Bears needed that. They needed something to get some life back into this crowd. 1,600 plus here at the Bank of Colorado Arena.
Needed some life, needed an easy basket, which they were able to get there. This zone wasn't great first possession defensively. Let's see if they can have a little more energy this time, or if Weber State will continue to get the looks that they want.
Weber State continues to get the looks that they want as Soho Jawara knocks it down.
Yeah, they're attacking the middle, able to get a high post touch and just reversing the ball so they get the look they want. And another layup, not able to convert. Northern Colorado just looks like a different team this half. Just not a lot of life, not a lot of juice, not a lot of activity, as you hear Coach Reed on the bench screaming for some activity. Same thing defensively, just kind of a step slow. We'll see how the Wildcats attack.
Jones at the elbow, back cut to Overton, slams it home with 2 hands. And Overton has been explosive here in the second half as Kuntz will go to the free throw line. And we've got a timeout. The Bears trail by 18 here in the second half, 73-55. You're watching Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+. 73-55 as we take a look at the Pioneer Press stats from this contest. Weber State leads by 18, outscoring Northern Colorado 40-12 here in the second half. And Brian, you look at it, we talked about it earlier, turnovers, that they didn't really cost Northern Colorado in that first half as far as the discrepancy in points off of turnovers, but now it's 21-6, Weber State's plus 15. And what that does is it leads to a lot of leak out buckets. We've seen it, but a lot of points in the paint as well. 30-10 points in the paint in favor of Weber State.
Yeah, the points in the paint and the turnovers are the story of the game. 19 turnovers. To only have 21 points off turnovers when you have 19, they should be very fortunate. But the points in the paint, 30-10, and really just the second half. I mean, this Northern Colorado team, unfortunately, looks like the team that home fans saw against Sacramento State. You hate to say that, but it just looks resemblant of where is the life, where is the energy, where is the connectivity, where is the competitiveness, where is the defensive grit that they showed in the first half that was so impressive. And they had Weber State down to 30% from the field for the half at one point in time. Now they are up to, let's see, 61% in this half. I mean, that's double the percentage. So not exactly sure what's going on. There's about 4 minutes left to have some urgency, get some life, and figure out how they can get back in this game, scratch and claw.
Dalen Kuntz converts both free throws. Full court pressure coming from the Bears, trying to force Weber State into some miscues as they break the pressure. 16-point advantage for the Wildcats.
Both teams are in the bonus. Weber State in the double bonus. Single bonus for Northern Colorado means any touch foul that both teams are going to the line.
Jones has been the player of the game for Weber State, finds Porter, and Porter throws up a fadeaway from the free throw line, and it goes. Tough shot there by Zaire Porter.
Yeah, Zaire Porter, starter from last year, averaged about 12 a game. What a luxury when you can pick up J.J. Overton in the offseason and put a guy who averages 12 points a game on the bench. He's coming to make a couple really good shots here in the second half late.
Hume off the mark from three. Bears just 2 of 10 in this second half from long range. Overton's going to fire one up, and too strong. That's about the only miscue that he's had here in this second half as Kuxhausen has it in the front court, finds Matt Johnson the second. 3 ball from Matt Johnson. The second is up and in for the Bears.
Yep, that's what you need. Some stops, convert for scores. Can this Northern Colorado team string together multiple stops? Loose ball, not able to convert.
Had a chance at it. Jawara splits through the lane and scores as Bodie Hume nearly took that one away. And the bounces here in the second half just going with Weber State. They lead by 17 with 2:32 to play here in the basketball game.
Yeah, 40-12 for that last media timeout for the second half points. Just, again, 2 different teams. You got to give full credit to Randy Ray and his staff. They've been the more aggressive team. They've won the 50-50 plays. They've dominated the paint. They've been in the passing lanes. They've really taken away the three-point line. 7 of 15 in the first half. Only 2 converted threes, or 3 converted threes in this half. If you add that last one that Matt Johnson just made. So really have taken away the three-point line and said, you know what, you're going to have to make 2s against us. And on the other end, we're going to continue to attack for 2s. And if you take away those 2s, we'll take the open 3 if it's wide open. And they've had plenty of wide open ones.
Well, you've talked about it a lot this year, the 4-minute segments, the 4-minute games. And Weber State came out of the locker room right out of the gates, and even to this stuff, if you're Northern Colorado, you want to make them work, you have a 10-point lead. It was even that first 4-minute game, and Weber State hasn't looked back here in this second half, playing at a very high level, especially on the defensive end for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and J.J. Overton, he's really taken over this half. He's done all the intangible things, rebounds, steals, finishes at the rim, attacks. Great drive there by Matt Johnson. Needed to see more of that throughout the game, though. Northern Colorado, this team, for them to be their best and have a chance in March and have a chance to really compete for a championship, they have to find a way to attack more consistently to get easy 2s and not just rely on the three-point line.
And a heads-up play there by Weber State. They've had a couple wide-open looks from 3. 5 to shoot. McEwen has it. He's going to sidestep. High arcing 3 is good for Kobe McEwen. That gives him 15 on the night.
Yeah, so impressive how he's just controlled the game. He's kind of had that quiet confidence, like, hey, I know I'm the best player on the floor in my mind, and I'm going to lead my team in every possession. And talked about his competitiveness. I was fortunate, or unfortunate, I should say, to coach against this young man when I coached at Fresno State in the Mountain West when he was at Utah State. You knew then he was a special player that early in his career, and he's proven why he's one of the best players in this league and arguably the player of the year in this league so far.
3 ball, no good by Porter. 1:11 to play in this one. Connect across the timeline. Hume finds Kuxhausen. Kuxhausen shuffle steps to his right and gets one to go here in the second half. He has 18 for the Bears, his first points here in this second half, and Bodie Hume's whistled for the personal foul. 15-point advantage for Weber State as they have controlled the final 20 minutes. And really, as we just mentioned, it happened almost instantly right out of the gates, out of the intermission. They came out swinging and made that deficit up and have really put the pedal to the metal for this team as Sissoko Jawara can't connect on the free throw.
Yeah, I hated to mention that Sacramento State game, but Sacramento State, they were not up 10 at halftime. I think that's a huge shock to everyone in the building that they were up 10 at the half and to be down this large of a deficit. Really surprising. Not exactly sure what happened, if they just ran out of gas. They've competed so well on the road. For some reason, this half, they just looked like a different team as they're playing against one of the best teams in the league. So it's not a motivation thing. It's not a we know they're bought in, and a big shot from Dalton Connect right there. We know they're bought into coach's strategy and his plan, and we know coach and their staff does such a great job. Just surprising that they haven't been more competitive this half. Little John at the free throw line. I think it's a little late in the game for that, but referees break it up. 48 seconds, down 13. Probably not the time you need to jaw with the other team.
And Weber State's just been whistled for a technical foul as well. Kobe McEwen, that fouls him out, I believe. So Connect will have a free throw for the 4-point play. McEwen is got a technical. He's fouled out of the contest. So you never say never.
Yep. No, absolutely.
But and that's a big time kind of mistake there by McEwen to give the Bears 3 points here with the clock stopped. Every little bit helps Northern Colorado right now.
Yep, absolutely. Got a big time free throw shooter getting 2 free throws, and then right after that, Dalton Connect gets 1. That's 3 points that if they can convert all those, now you're down 10 with right under a minute, which makes the game a much different approach. Don't have your starting point guard in. A lot of things can happen in a short amount of time, especially the way that Northern Colorado can get hot on the offensive end.
Kuxhausen's free throw is good. Second one goes as well. Now it'll be Connect.
2 more free throws powered by EDC Energy.
He missed his only 2 opportunities earlier this half.
77, 76% from on the year, so it's a little surprising he missed those 2. Look for a full court press for Northern Colorado after this. Try to get a quick foul. Going for a steal. They can't get a steal. They have to foul right away in order to put Weber State in the line and not let the clock run. Must foul.
You don't necessarily want to foul Porter as you get nearly had the turnover. Now you do. Into the front court. Kuxhausen has it. He'll settle for a short 2 that's off the mark. And Overton has it. The Bears are going to try to foul, and they do. That'll be on Matt Johnson, the second, his second personal foul with under 30 seconds to play.
I think, unfortunately, when they didn't foul going for that steal right away, they did get a steal eventually, but for some reason that time, it feels like it's more time that's gone by. I think Kuxhausen rushed that shot, kind of a mid-range, uncontested 2. Would have rather have him taken a layup or a 3. Yeah, the end of the game so precious with the time that goes by, and have to be able to get stops and scores right away. 30 seconds left. It's going to be really tough for Northern Colorado to find a way in this one.
Overton now coming right at us. Good hustle. Yeah, we good.
Good hustle.
I don't know about the monitor, but we're good over here. Everybody's clear except the monitor here, so.
Jason Alvin takes the charge, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a block, man.
Gritty player, gritty player. Scouting report tell you here first.
As a whistle, I believe they're going to get Porter. I'm going to relay maybe some bad news to my man in the truck, Rob Parrish. I don't know about your monitor here, my man, but you'll have to check it after the game.
It's black right now, but we have 24 seconds. Dalton Connect at the free throw line looking to convert. Great hustle play there by J.J. Overton. That's about how he's played this entire half. He's been everywhere in the passing lanes. You can see on the big monitor, Jason Alvin gets the TV to connect, and as does Dalton Connect on the second free throw.
Well, and Overton left this game early, flying into the far side bleachers early in the first half. He flies in here. The foul's whistled on Connect. 10-point game, 22 seconds to play.
He's been everywhere. He's been a silent hero for this team. Only 3 points in the first half. Has had 14 in the second half. 6 of 10 from the field. He's had 4 steals, 5 rebounds. Forced Jason Alvin to take a charge. Knocked down a few chairs in the first half.
Knocked down a monitor here in the second half.
Those are the type of plays you need, though. Those are the type of players and plays you need to win big games like this on the road.
Jones adding to his career high, has 24, nearly stolen by Porter. Hume for 3, gets it to go with 15 seconds to play. Bears down 9. You got a foul. Bodie can't foul. He's got 4. 8 seconds now to the front court. I think the Bears are going to concede this one too.
Yeah, got to give credit to Weber State.
The Weber State Wildcats.
Yeah, Randy Ray and his staff. Jones, what a player, what a dominant player. I mean, we talked about Cody McEwen a lot. We talked about J.J. Overton, but Dylan Jones, the player of the game. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 5 of 7.